Chapter 36. Coraline shook with excitement and exhaustion as she filled a syringe with a murky solution of nanites and nutrient fuel. Hot off the proverbial rapid prototyping presses, the mixture had taken another 6 months to create, along with the communications collar she was wearing around her neck. The bulky device allowed Cor to direct the tiny machines and collect data from their fluid computing. It looked like the love child of a giant horseshoe and an inflatable neck pillow, but with blinking lights, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. The combo pack of untested tech and injectables should have taken a good 10 years, what with those pesky clinical trials. But she was out of time, herbs, and life force. Since meeting Harold, all her hopes and dreams of the future were on the line, floating in 10 cc's of possibly deadly fluid. Cor, start recording. If I have a medical emergency, call 911. Do not alert Harold first, understood? Yes, Coraline, understood. Cor replied in its generic, synthetic voice, wondering if it should call the EMS preemptively, just in case. After all, Coraline was in the worst shape of her young life. She barely slept, and when she did, her smartwatch reported an increasing number of near-death palpitations. This didn't instill Cor with the digital confidence that Coraline would survive this dubious self-experiment, let alone live past tomorrow. But Cor opted to follow orders and simply monitor the cameras and sensors scattered around the room and built into the collar. Well, here goes nada, Coraline said, cleaning a patch of skin and tossing the alcohol-soaked cotton ball on the floor with the other trash. She had wanted to hide this moment from Harold, thinking she could inject between her toes. But that image made her feel sick, prompting a lengthy crying session earlier. That meant it would be her sagging, lucky left butt cheek for this first time, the one Harold loved to squeeze the most when they kissed. Well, used to kiss. Harold, I'm sorry. Maybe this is goodbye, my big goofy love. I know I'm a fuck-up, and you deserve someone who, well, you deserve only the best, and... Coraline trailed off, the needle hovering over her once-fit body, now so unrecognizable. She was about to falter, to give up. Leave it all. Harold, her research, even the possible miracle, clutched in her shaking hand. Just walk and fade away, eaten up by the streets. Coraline closed her weary eyes. She remembered how indignant she had felt listening to Sasha's arrogant proclamation. Well, see you on the street then. May the best woman win. The worst part was that Coraline recognized it had been rhetorical then and now. Sasha knew it was their final goodbye, and that Coraline would end up a broken, desperate junkie, forever chasing a receding future in which Sasha would be queen. But then Coraline remembered her own defiant proclamation, back when she still had confidence in her own fantastical version of the future, instead of the doubt, fear, and despair that plagued her since returning home. It had been a glorious moment when she had told Sasha and all the negative voices in her head to fuck off and die. I am the future. You hear me, dirts? That spirit of defiance welled up in Coraline once more. Crying again, she realized that if she demanded to see hard proof of what her intuition was telling her, instead of just trusting all her hard work, then Sasha was right. Coraline should just drop the syringe, give up, and fade away. But if she bet everything, her future with Harold, even her own life, on the outcome of all that hard work, then Coraline would make Sasha's challenge real. Right now, before she chickened out, Coraline could be the subject and observer of her own multiverse-propagating coin toss. Letting out a sobbing, angry yell, Her weak, shaky grip on the syringe became a hammer fist. Steeling herself, she placed her nervous, shaking thumb on the plunger. Coraline took a deep breath and looked at the dark, ominous syringe with a fatalistic, sardonic chuckle on glassy, hollow eyes. "Coming for you, Sasha," she said weakly. Then she injected the nanites with a deep stab.